Hi everyone, it's Jaclyn with Colore Me Perfect, and today I wanted to take you along on my custom foundation formula. So I have no makeup on. You can see in my skin I have some pigmentation spots. I live in Florida, so even with the best lighteners in the world, I'm still gonna get that pigmentation. So I focus on more of my texture and hydration to make my skin look its most lovely. So I do need foundation though, because in order for me to look more polished, I must have more of an even complexion. So what's really awesome is our Colore Me Perfect foundation is 11% pigment. So I would say that's about medium coverage, which is exactly what I want. And I really need to identify my undertone right now. So I figured I would take you through the process. Okay. So I'm going to start with yellow 2, and I'm going to start with peach 1. All right, so first of all, I'm going to swipe each color along my jawline so you can see, and then you can give me your opinion. Okay, this is peach 1. And then let me give you yellow 2. I love how creamy the formula is. And this is yellow 2. Now, what we're looking for is the one that disappears. So you can see yellow 2, you can barely see it, where peach 1, you kind of still see it sitting on my skin. Okay, so I'm definitely a yellow 2, which I kind of figured I would be. All right, so we're going to start with my yellow 2. Now, I also want to try, because living in Florida, I kind of have some melting in the heat problem. So I'm going to also look at our matte formula yellow 2, and just see what I think about that on this side. So this is our matte yellow 2. And then I'm gonna do the other yellow 2, which is your oil-free, more of our superior formula. Yeah, I mean, the yellow 2 is obviously the best. Now, the thing about mineral is as it dries, it's going to oxidize a little bit, so it's going to darken. So whenever you put on foundation, if it's mineral, you don't want to just swipe and think that's the best. You got to let it sit on your skin. So yellow 2 is really nice. So I think I'm going to stick with that. And the matte, I feel like it's a little bit too yellow for me. So we're going to go with that. Okay. So I'm going to make myself a sample, because I love playing with formulas. However, once I decide if I love the formula I made for the time of year, then I'm gonna stick with that formula. And I'm going to add in hyaluronic complex. So I'm gonna add a drop of hyaluronic complex. Okay, and then I'm gonna add firming complex. You know, any of us that are past the age of 40, I think, wanna make sure we're firming our skin. I'll do 2 drops of firming. Then I'm gonna do Perfect Pore. Okay, Perfect Pore gives it that slip and kind of like glides over the pores. And last but not least, my favorite, Perfect Glacè, which has a little bit of dimethicone and hyaluronic acid. And all of these different ingredients that I mentioned, they have chamomile, cornflower, linden, St. John's wort, copper, lots of minerals. It's so good for your skin. So while you wear the foundation, your skin is improving. All right, so I've created my formula. So again, it's color perfected. It's got all kinds of nourishments in for my skin. And then also it has texture where it's gonna glide better over my skin as well. All right, so we're gonna apply it. Let me take off a little bit of that formula I have on now for the little test swatches. Okay. I also love priming prior to putting on the foundation, but because I'm doing a straight color match, I'm gonna wear it by itself just to see how the color wears through the day. Okay, so I like using buffer brushes when I put my liquid foundation on. So I'm gonna buff it in to my skin. Now the idea with our foundation, it acts like your second skin. So it doesn't look like you have heavy makeup on. And that's what I would say is super popular about it. And you know, whenever you're doing your foundation, like I said, this is medium coverage. So you can add by stippling. So if you have like a little sunspot, you can stipple to add coverage if you like. If I have a little bit of a sunspot showing through, it doesn't really bother me because I feel like, you know, it looks more natural. I don't think there's such thing as complete perfection. I always say we're perfectly imperfect. Always bring it down on your ears and your neck. I have a mirror right here, so I'm looking at that while I'm doing this because it's hard to look just in the camera. Okay, now this is a custom blend, yellow 2. I have a couple different additives in it, and I'm gonna let it sit to see how it warms up to my complexion. The only thing I may want to consider is adding a mattifier to it, just because this formula would work great when I'm in Ohio, but when I'm in Florida, I probably need to add matte because it has that like dewy, hydrated look, but I will melt outside. So I hope this was helpful and you consider having a custom blend designed by one of our makeup artists because it is life-changing and it makes so much sense that it's feeding your skin and making your skin tone look more even and looking natural, and you can feel like yourself, but just a better, more beautiful version. All right, well, I hope this video is helpful. I'll see you next time.